Recording is in progress.
I thought you were doing the goal umpire flags for a second there.
Those fucks.
Yeah,
They
no,
don't
I'm sick
deserve
of
their flag license.
fucking sick of them. Don't get me started on them again because I'll spend 14 minutes doing it. So, yeah,
I think we'll have time this week.
this is. I was gonna say, I was like driving home before. I was like, this could be the weirdest time to record ever. Like, usually
Yeah.
if we record during the day, it's like early, but like it's still light outside, and we're recording, but it's like not early. It's
It's
a weird time.
it's 5 p.m. on a Monday.
5:30 p.m. on Monday.
Just isn't though, is it?
Just is though, isn't it?
It's just
Just
not.
is though.
Don't really want to have this argument, but
Let's not.
okay. Because I feel like if it's 1v1, which means we'd have to go to a review and we just have to do that thing and then
And then they'll just get onto the goal umpires again, and then we'll just be back to square one. So,
circle of life. It's a
Mm.
beautiful thing.
Oh boy,
But you know what else is a beautiful thing?
what?
Finals.
Finals football.
Give me an F.
Off the glass.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler, 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 Butler.
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
All right, welcome to episode 25. We've had a quarter life crisis. Jared, it's time for finals.
It's finals. Well, not really. It's time for pre-finals bye.
It's time for us to get wrecked.
Time for a rest.
Thank you, please.
Thank
Never
you.
wanted more of a rest from football in my life.
There has been too much football happening. To be honest, I never thought I'd say it. There's too much football.
There is too much football. It's a kind of weird feeling because I don't feel like it is finals, but the season's over, but it doesn't feel like it's over, and it's a lot of
Yeah,
weird emotion.
yeah. The pre-finals bye is something that like I'm against it personally because I think, especially if you're one of those top four teams and you win the first week of finals, you have 2 weeks off in like a month, and it's like that's just a bit too much kind of thing. So
Mm.
I'm against it, but I understand like what they're talking about. But for me as well, it feels like it kind of kills the momentum a little bit. Like if we were going straight from last week into next week, like we're buying like everyone, or the Thursday Friday games are buying tickets tomorrow morning, the Saturday games are buying tickets Wednesday. Like it's you know everyone's very hyped for it now, and I don't want it to die off, kind of thing.
Yeah. And all the best to the people buying tickets because I won't be.
I will
Stupid
be.
Gabba in your stupid stadium with your stupid powerless people and your stupid lines and cages and shut the fuck up. Can't wait to bring your stadium some power for once, you piss ants. Ooh, look at us. We've got 4 lights and none of them work. Wait till
Cannot
Saturday,
wait.
September 9th.
I can't wait for that
Lighting
stadium to
up.
get done. That stadium just needs to get knocked down immediately.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just straight away.
Why don't we just run through it with like 4 bulldozers? 4 bulldozers? What the hell?
Bulldozers.
4 bulldozers.
Or bulldozers. Yeah.
Bulldozers.
Yeah. Why
Four
not, to be
bullets.
honest? When they knock it down, how about they just go, you know what? Nah. And then just leave it. Just knock it down and go, that's all right.
Looks pretty good just with the grass.
Yeah, I like that open area they've got.
Oh, at the dog park. I can take my pet lions down there.
Oh boy.
Weird
Together.
topic to start.
Yeah.
But
Great
no,
topic.
stress of buying finals tickets is going to be wild. Obviously, as I said, this is coming out on a Tuesday. So people that are buying Thursday, Friday tickets would already have theirs. And then Saturday ones will be you on Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be to me at I think 10 a.m. I think my tickets come out, or 9 a.m. one of the two. And I'll be fine because it's Saints versus Giants at the G. Fucking, I could buy 50 tickets if I wanted to, and it wouldn't even matter. I'll get to the fact that we're playing at the G in a moment.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Yeah, I'll get. Actually, I don't even know when I'll get to that. I'll get to it in the tips. That's when I'll get to it. But like, fucking.
Weird.
Anyway, it's
All
fine.
right, breathe. You know what we
It's
have to do
fine.
before we talk about finals?
Yes.
We have to talk about your last coaches award of the year.
Are we gonna fucking have a go or not? Fuck!
unless you want to do it in finals.
No, I'm happy to do it. Which is my season. The last coaches award of the
Yes.
year. This one's an interesting one because he's a
Oh,
player
here
that
we go.
everyone knows very well. This
Yep.
player is a very, very well-known footballer. I tend to like pick ones that like some like the casual fan might not know. Everyone knows this guy though. But it's for the fact that every time he's in the side, the team just gets a little bit better.
Mm.
Jack Ginnivan.
Ha ha!
He
Guinea.
himself, he himself had one of the best games I've seen him play in a very long time. 17 touches, 3 goals. Very
Hmm.
good himself. But it's the vibe that he brings to this team, and I think he does it at one end, and Braden Maynard does it at the other end for Collingwood, where they just lift so much energy out of their teammates, and like they put a vibe in there, and it just like it freaks out the other team. Like it does something to them. Like Ginnivan, it just gets in the fucking skin of everyone and just pisses everybody off, and it's like it's perfect for them. So I'm being his coach award really because he doesn't have to kick 3 goals, but just him being in there makes that team better.
Does he play finals?
I think he does now. I think he's done enough. I don't think they play Ash Johnson. I think the forward line that they played on Friday
Mhm.
is probably going to be the forward line. They had the two in Bobby Hill and Ginnivan. They had like Elliott there as well. Dan McStay's there, and I don't think Ash Johnson comes back in.
Yep.
I don't think Mason Cox plays. So
Ooh, no
I don't
American.
think they need him. Don't think they need him. I think Darcy Cameron does more than enough, and then Dan McStay can forward ruck and do that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Something to think about for Pies fans.
bit going on.
Just a little bit. Speaking of
Bit
them,
going on. Yes.
they saved the best. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Round 24. They saved the worst game of football, the last round of the year. Friday night, Collingwood versus Essendon. This comes back to my little sticks thing. 16 goals fired, 101. 3 goals, 13, 31. What the fuck?
It was disgusting. I came into this game hoping either like one of two things. I wanted it to be a really close game that you wouldn't really expect, and
Mhm.
like a good game of football, or I wanted Collingwood to beat Essendon by about 150 points. I wanted either of the two. And after at quarter time, I was like, it's happening. I was like, Collingwood could fucking kill them. I was like, Essendon could lose by like 300 points combined over 2 rounds. Like I was like, this could be like something else. And then it just went into one of those games where they went out however far and then just took the foot off the gas and just held it at 70 points or whatever. And I was just like, fuck. That second half was the most boring half of football
It's
I've ever watched in my life.
terrible. Like, I've seen a few people come out and blame the scheduling of games and stuff, but it's not really the AFL. The only people that you can blame is Essendon for this. Because when the AFL launched the final round, Essendon was still in pretty good nick and a chance to make the eight. And no better way to make the eight than beating the top side. And I get the whole theatrics of it. But you can't come out and blame the AFL and the fixturing because your
They
team
tried.
sucks.
They certainly
Like,
tried to make it.
that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Man, they're just like I saw a lot of people, and this is probably true. They are probably, based on the last like month, they're probably the worst side in the comp. Just on the last month, because West Coast got a win, North got
Mm.
a win. West Coast got 2 wins. They beat North and then they beat the Dogs like in, not too far away from each other. Like Essendon on form are probably the worst side in the comp. So
Yeah,
rough.
it is. And I find it very funny that, 12 months ago they sacked their coach. Thought, here we go. We've got an opportunity to improve. We got to get Brad Scott. Got some good credentials. They're in the exact, if not worse position than they were last year.
I find it funny that 4 months ago they beat Carlton and there was people being like their top four contenders, their, smokies for the flag after they beat Carlton and then just Dan Houston literally murdered their season with one kick. So rough.
Houston doesn't have a problem kicking a goal, but Houston Essendon have so many problems.
Essendon's gonna hate Dan Houston for a long time.
What did I say last week? Sucks to suck.
So,
That's okay.
no,
Not much from this game otherwise. Pies put the
that's
two
all
in
right.
the rack after quarter time and Bombers suck.
yeah, I mean, like I said before, Ginnivan was good, and yeah, just the boys just kind of rolled around. But yeah, that was not a very good game. So that's all.
All right, we move on. Hawthorn versus Fremantle at the G on Saturday. I didn't watch this game.
I did. I had the dual monitors going because the two
I did see
145
that.
games, the two games that start at the same time, frustrating, by the way. But
What, 115?
anyways, let me get to the fight. Um, this game was actually kind of disappointing because I thought it was going to be better than it was. I thought Hawthorn were going to be good, and then they weren't, and I was like, that's sad.
I tipped the
So
Hawks.
yeah, so did I. I
We
thought it was
did.
good. Yeah, like I was gonna say, we didn't even like think it was gonna be like a upset. We were just like, yeah, Hawthorn's gonna win because that's they're good. But no, they just played like shit. Um, I want to go to Emmett, right? Tom
I was
Emmett
just about to say Tom Emmett.
played so good for no reason at all. He was so good, and I was just like, "Fuck, is this?" Never seen him in my life. Never seen his name in my life, and I was like, "Good on you, well done."
Emmett, Emmett, Emmett. Something in that.
Very good.
Nah, very good. Yeah, I've got nothing really about this one. But just
No, that was a boring game. The other one's fun. The other 145/115 game's fun, but that one was not.
doesn't really dent Hawthorn's credentials to improve next year, though.
No, definitely not. Um, like they're still going to be probably. I don't know if they're going to be finals next year, but they'll be like in the hunt. Like they'll be.
That's I
Yeah,
hate people's opinions on the basis that a team beats a couple of good teams, has some good
immediately
form.
finals.
They're
Yeah,
bottom four, and all of a sudden next year they're going to be top. Someone said they're going to be top four.
no, not a chance. They'll be fine. Like they will be fine. They'll be better than they are this year, but they're not gonna like. I don't think they're gonna make like immediate fucking improvements. But like you said, they've had good form, yes, but so did Essendon. So like, it's just how it is. Like, you can have
Really,
good form,
really,
sure, but
really, really glad that we've got a barometer now that's Essendon.
Essendon, yeah, because you can be good, but you can also be Essendon.
We'll go on to the next one, and I'm very happy about this because I tipped North, and North beat the Suns by 35 points, and the Suns did the thing they do normally: have a fast start and collapse.
Suns are now 0-7 in Tasmania, which I think is
Good.
insane to me. Um, yeah, Gold Coast are a rabble. I think I had a big thing about this the other week. Gold Coast are just so disappointing. I don't see them making finals like ever. Like just ever. They're just like literally an unlosable game almost, and they still lose it.
Yep.
And Nick Larkey took the piss.
Oh God, that's how good he was. I've just knocked my drink bottle over. I got that excited about Nick Larkey. So
Took the
Larkey,
piss. Literally so good.
he's. Do you know what's funny is, and we'll get to the AA squad a bit later, but at one stage on the weekend, after he kicked his 9 goals, if Tex didn't have much of an impact against West Coast, he probably would have jumped him in the All Australian stock in
He
All
was
Australian team.
he had jumped him as of like 4:30 on the Saturday. He was higher
Yeah,
than him, but it was like, oh, like,
that would
but
have
it
been
was
the
just a shame that,
greatest charge
yeah,
for an All Australian spot.
shame that Tex was playing West Coast, but like, it would have been a fucking serious
That's true.
charge home. But like, yeah, just like,
You
he's so
see,
good, Nick.
did you see the stat about him? If we took West Coast and North Melbourne games away, Nick Larkey would have won the Coleman by about 10 goals.
Right, I see that stat, okay, and then you look at it just on that, and you're like, that looks pretty cool. And then you remember that Nick Larkey plays for
Yeah,
North Melbourne,
that's
and you're like, okay, like it doesn't, you don't get anything out of that. Like it's
it
funny though,
clicked.
I like it, but
It
like I
clicked with
saw it
me
first,
straight away.
and I was like, oh, like fucking look at that, and then I was like, oh
Yeah,
wait, he plays for one of those teams.
I just found it very amusing.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a very good footballer, and he needs a team around him because he's gonna fucking dominate for like years to come. Oh, funny.
Hey, it was good to see you kick a goal on the weekend.
Did I?
Yeah, 12
Where's
touches,
that? 12
one
touches,
goal.
sub out injured, subbed injured.
Curtis Taylor.
Yeah, just Taylor.
Well done. Was he injured?
I wonder what I did. What did I do to get injured?
You don't know
I
what you
don't,
injured.
I don't know what I injured, but I injured something. That's fine.
Ali Scott, 33 touches. Matt Rowell had 33. This is just, it's funny that North won, but this is just another nothing game. And I'm
Yeah, I
very
know. Like,
much amused.
yeah. The only good thing is that North Melbourne somehow managed to not get Harley Reid, even though it was literally handed to them on a silver platter. And Nick Larkey kicked 9 because he just was. Do you reckon it was Nick Larkey being like, "No, I don't want to pick one. I want to be the star of the show," and he was like, "Just kick it at me. I'll be right."
I don't know, actually. I
Weird.
reckon he was part of the deal. Like I said, there's a conspiracy going around, but I reckon
Yeah.
Gold Coast entered the conversation.
And said, "We'll give you 9 goals, but
Mm.
you have to win, and we can keep our spot lower."
Yeah. And then like West Coast and Adelaide joined in like, no, we'll do this with you, but Tex can win the Coleman. And
Yeah.
it all just blew up in everyone's face.
Yeah, I like it. Oh man, very funny.
Mm. Saturday afternoon of weird and interesting things.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird and interesting, Brisbane nearly lost to the Saints at the Gabba.
I mean, this is the sticks. This is the goalpost photo because nine
Mm.
eighteen from Brisbane. They were a lot worse than that early on. And people like afterwards, like I was getting tagged in tweets being like, "Oh, like I hope you're okay." Like that was a pretty close loss. I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck to be honest. It's just like I was like, it's Brisbane at the Gabba. Like we're within 2 goals at Brisbane at the Gabba. We don't have Max King.
Mm.
It's fine. It's cool. I'm alright
It's
with that.
okay.
It's fine. If we're ever going to lose a game, like that's probably just the loss for the year where I'm like, yeah, all good. No worries.
It was within 2 goals.
Yeah, exactly right. We still got our home final, you know,
Oh, oh,
barely by the fucking skin of Carlton's teeth, but
oh.
we got our home final still, so I'm cool. That's fine. No worries.
Okay, just a nothing game though. And this was
Yeah,
the problem with round 24. It was just almost all nothing.
yeah, definitely. And like the best thing to come from this game is Joe Danaher missing from the top of the goal square.
Yeah.
Don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I
Funniest thing
did.
ever. Like so he took the mark and I was like, okay, good mark. And I went up to go and get a drink. And then my mum goes, it's just like
You're right.
I ran back out there and she's like pointing at the TV like "It's-" I'm like
If anyone
very
was to, it's
oh,
Joe Danaher.
it's Joe Danaher. Like so good. Loved that it
Joe
was him.
Danaher, Eric Hipwood, two of the most leftist of left people in the comp.
They'll either kick 4 or they'll kick 0-5. And it's just so good.
Brisbane should have just learnt from the Alessiani school of goal kicking. Anyway, Rowan Marshall probably jumped Team English or
I think he's
Australian.
done it. I think he's done it. We have 3 in the squad, and there is a very good chance now that all 3 make it, which is very hot. Very hot. Because all 3
Just
on the
on,
weekend had
just
their
on
one of their squads.
those
Yeah.
three.
Mm.
Probably the three biggest names St Kilda have had in a little while now, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, since like Steele was kind of tracking that way, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit. But like in terms of just like you can point them out and be like, because a big thing for us is we never had any A graders. People like kept being like, how are Saints going to win anything without any A graders? We have 3 of them now, at least in Rowan Marshall, Jack Sinclair, and Cal Wilkie. They are 3 of the best in their position, highlighted by the fact that they're in the AA squad of 40. But like, and especially this game, you know, Rowan Marshall 24 touches, 27 hitouts, Jack Sinclair 30 touches, Cal Wilkie 21 touches, and 9 marks. All good.
Casual
All good.
day out at the
No
Gabba.
worries. Day
It
out
is what
together
it
for the
is.
boys. Yeah, literally. So yeah, there's our A grades, you know?
I rate it. I rate
Yeah.
that highly.
Hmm.
Well done,
I like
St Kilda. Welcome to the finals. Looking forward to probably playing you in the
Second
semis.
round.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Saturday night, the Dogs did the job against Geelong, who pretty much checked out even before they rocked up. It was a good game. But when you have 47-year-old Isaac Smith getting all your touches, kind of got a bit of problems.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Didn't watch a second of this game.
Yeah.
But looking at the stats, Isaac Smith had 36 touches in his last game. That's tracking for There's been some good final games of football, and that's high up there. 36 touches, a
Is
goal, 11 marks.
I know you didn't watch it. I
Mm.
watched barely of it. 31, 10 tackles for Bont. Brownlow wise,
Yeah.
is it?
So I think
Or
he
is
gets
it?
the three, unless Trelaw gets the three.
But then again, Libba, 32, a goal,
Yeah.
9 tackles. Trelaw gets a 3. That's my personal opinion. Is 1 enough? The
I
Bont
don't
got
know.
1.
I think Brownlow's going to be really interesting now. I think there's Dacos, and also Zach Butters has picked up his form again. There's
Mm.
probably four guys in my head that I'm like could win this thing. Nick Dacos, Marcus Bontempelli, Zach Butters, and who the hell? Oh, Chris Petrarca. That's my four because I don't know. I can't pick the four, so
Jordan Dawson.
he'll go high. But I think his middle of the season was not as good as like the likes of Butters and Dacos and things like that. So I think he'll kind of fall back a little bit. But
I reckon we're in for a tie this year.
I like if there was ever going to be a year for a two-way tie or a three-way tie, this is the year for it. It's going to be very
Legit.
interesting.
The last tie was 2003.
Technically, it's Mitchell and Cochin. Technically,
Uh, don't give me
technically speaking,
one on the night.
yeah, one on the night was like the goods one in the
Goods,
2003 or four.
Rashudo, Buckley.
Yeah, so interesting.
Big heads. Big
Big
heads.
heads, big
Just
names,
imagine
big heads, big
stretching their
names,
thing
big
over.
heads.
Yeah. And they're all like names that are 6 or 7 letters. Buckley's
Yeah,
got 7. Goods has got 6. And
six,
Rashudo's got 8. Is it?
6, 7,
9?
8. I don't know. I don't know.
RICCIUTO.
8.
8.
That was also counting.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Um, yeah, well, Geelong, Dogs done and dusted. This round recap's sort of going to be one of those ones where we couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, well, I spent especially the next game because both these teams been nothing, and the only thing that came from it was Tex Walker.
Tex
If you
kicking
think I
9.
didn't watch any Dogs Geelong, and you think that I watched any of the Eagles Pros, you're lying.
At one stage, there was a genuine chance West Coast were going to win this game.
They were up at not at three-quarter time, but just before three-quarter time.
Hmm. Is that because what the worm says?
Yeah, and then Tex kicked how many or whatever, and they kicked 6 in the last quarter, and so
He missed one late too, Tex. Could have
could
been
have got his
10.
10. Could have got his 10.
And
Could have
that
tied
10
Charlie.
would have tied with Charlie.
Never mind. No, actually, never mind. Charlie kicked one late one. He's still late.
Oh. Well,
They
Tex,
didn't
if he
do
kicked 13, he would have won it. But hey, if maybes, I don't deal with
Ma
those.
had wheels should be a bike. Doesn't, so she's not. There
There you go.
you go. Sunday.
This is turning out to be weirder than I expected. Sunday, Port versus the Tigers, and arguably, okay. All right. I sat there on Sunday. I got to the game 10 minutes before it was supposed to start. The night before was kind of a bit of an elbow bender, just up and down. Yeah, you get it. I rock up. It's a perfect day. I looked at the weather before rocking up. It said 17 and cloudy. I'm like, cool. Wear the jacket. Be nice. Won't be hot. I rock up. It's steaming. It is hot. Like this oven, 220 max, cooking. There is not a cloud in sight.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you now. And it was just a 12 p.m. start as well, which is just unheard of. The
Weird.
first 10 minutes literally looked like everyone came from kick-ons. Picked up a footy at a park and said, let's kick it around.
Have a kick, yeah.
It was terrible. What topped it for me was Rioli ran into an open goal, ran into his teammate, and then got tackled by Burton and was a rush behind.
Yeah, that was an awful bit play that I was watching, and I was like, this is bad football. I
The
didn't watch a
skills
lot
were
of it.
terrible.
However, I didn't watch a lot of the actual game, but it looked nice on TV. I can tell you that. The
Yeah.
sun, oh man, shit looked good.
Anything that was not on the ground playing looked sensational.
Looked fucking
40,000
awesome, didn't
people.
it?
40,000 at 12 p.m. time slot in the Adelaide Oval. That's unheard of.
They're gonna start doing that more often now.
Oh. If you're going to do it on a Saturday.
Yeah,
It'd finish by the time I could start playing my league.
Get to the game
Do
early.
you, do you reckon they'd ever introduce like morning footy?
I was, you know what's really funny? Okay,
Hmm.
last night I had this fucking amazing idea while 7 beers deep. Okay. This idea came to my head and I thought this was gonna be like the greatest thing of all time, right? Anzac Day,
Hmm.
think about it. You play the game at 6:30 a.m.
6 a.m.
Whatever. Dawn service, you get up. You get up for your dawn service, right? They have one at the G. Everyone gets to the G for the dawn service. Then they take away everything they need to. Game starts. Game's over by 9:30. You go about your day. You can go home, have a nap if you want, but the footy is done. And for one, it gets more people to a dawn service. You know, you want people to a dawn service. And then you just get to watch footy straight afterwards. Just straight into it.
It doesn't really work with other time slots though.
Don't care. Think it'd be a really good idea. This was my idea last night while sitting at platform 28, and I was like, this is genius, you know?
Who else can get stuffed? Victorians, you Victorian biasness. There it is. Once again.
Victorian bias. You guys don't have to watch Collingwood Essendon. We will. It's fine.
Oh, it doesn't matter about us. As long as you get your 100,000 people in your big
Play a,
stadium, it
play a
doesn't
fucking
matter.
showdown or something like that. Play your own showdown at like 6:30 on Anzac Day.
Oh yeah, nothing better than playing a showdown on Anzac Day, watching people kill each other after celebrating people killing each other.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, Platform 28.
I like it.
I like it, Picasso.
Oh boy.
What made you think of
I have
that?
no idea. I remember like explaining it in detail in the middle of my schooner. I was like, this is pretty good.
What was the thought after you explained it?
Just how good it was. It's like, that's fucking genius.
I think I found one of our clips this week. We'll get a vote
Anzac Day,
going. That's it.
6:30 footy
Interesting.
Anzac Day.
This game that we're talking about,
Yeah.
Rosie, Butters, Martin, Masterclass, everyone else.
France Sevens is pretty good.
That bloke's got to be. He's got to stop kicking goals because every time he kicks goals, he gets dropped.
Gets dropped. Well, I saw someone say a thing being like, oh, he's cementing his spot. And I was like, the last time he did this, he got dropped the week after. So, I don't know.
If you want to stay in port side, have 7 touches, 1 tackle, and maybe 50% game time.
And you are in. You are locked in every week.
There's the quota. KPIs hit. Just look at the heat map though. Doesn't the heat map that they have is not possession getters, it's just ground covered.
Ground covered. Because you just got to run. Just run around a bit.
You just watch them run to the forward 50 and then run back to the bench.
Yeah.
Run into the midfield, run back to the bench. Looks like tree branches.
Just a straight line every time.
Cone work.
Oh, boy.
That's it really. Doesn't really affect Port, doesn't really affect Richmond. The only thing really is the umpiring was absolutely fudged.
Yep. That's fair.
The AFL's got to fix 2 things before it gets into finals. We know the obvious one, which is
Yeah.
the other one. It's just blatant decisions of holding the ball. There was one in the last quarter where Dusty Martin ended up kicking a goal. Rosie tackled Bolton. It wasn't a clear tackle. It was sort of like a tackle into a bump.
Yeah.
Bolton hurt himself. In the end, he did not dispose of the footy. It was either going to be holding the ball, incorrect decision, incorrect disposal. Not nothing. Say something. You've got to
I
whistle.
think that's like the issue is that people are getting too held up with, yeah, but then he didn't have prior opportunity, so it's not on the ball. I'm like, yeah, but incorrect disposal is also a free kick. Like, if you get tackled, if you just pick up the ball, but then you get tackled, then you like throw the fucking thing, that is still incorrect disposal, so it's still a free kick. Like, you know, it's still free.
See this? I'm not gonna blow it just in
I
case
was
it
about to
blows.
say, you meant to blow the fucking my speaking there. I was actually like tensing. I was like, I'm about to fucking. I was freaking worried.
Ah, I wasn't gonna blow it. But this is your friend. Use it
Yes.
to blow it. Look, get used to it. It's silver. It's got a little hole for you blow out. The little thing that where the sound comes from.
Think where the sound comes from.
Anyway, before going into finals, that's all I care about. I don't care about
Yep.
anything else. This one was a good game. Sydney, Melbourne.
Yes, this was a good game actually. Bailey Fritsch is kind of like one of the main things I just like the only thing I really need to talk about in this game, other than Errol Goulden, but Jesus Christ. Bailey
Mhm.
Fritsch is so important to Melbourne's premiership chances. And if he doesn't play, like he had a bit of an injury worry, if he doesn't play, like they are such a better team with him in there. They play a really small ball forward line, like they don't really have like, a necessary key forward that can kick all those goals for them.
Mm.
And if they're gonna kick the goals, Billy Fritsch has to be the man.
Yeah.
Because like if he's off, the whole team will be off because he is so good. Like ridiculously good.
And now with Jake Melksham doing his ACL, it's yeah, back onto his shoulders, really.
Fair to say I jinxed Jake Melksham. Last week I
Yeah.
said how good he was and then he does the ACL. So sorry, Jake. That's my bad.
All the best to Jack Ginnivan next week. Enjoy your 12 months off because JT's giving it
Oh,
to you.
sorry, Jack.
It's with you in picking players with J's and ruining their careers.
Just wait till stupid section.
Oh no. Jack. There's a lot of Jacks.
There is a lot of
Um,
Jack.
Also Christian Petrarca had one of the
Mhm.
best second halves I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
How you can tell he had a great second half was he was on 29 fantasy points at halftime. Ended up with a ton.
Yeah. Very good. Like
29, kicked a goal. That man is just his own TikTok recipe.
he's just so good, man. He's so good. I
I
hate it.
watched him cook chicken palmies before. It was good. That's all I had to add to that one.
He's very good. Very
um,
good footballer. And Errol Goulden.
Sydney? Yeah, I was going to about to say he is a freak.
Yeah. I think that game, if he wasn't already on the wing in the AA squad, he is now. I think he already was. But that's done. He's 42 touches. 42 touches, 27 kicks is fucked. And he kicked 2 goals.
It's just I don't even know why people don't talk about him enough.
No.
It just
It's because
baffles me.
he plays for Sydney. If he was playing for like a Victorian team, like if he was playing for like Carlton or some shit like that, he would be like the best player in the game. Like they'd be talking about him as if he like cured cancer. Like he's like an unbelievable fucking
Yeah, imagine if he played
footballer.
for Carlton or like Melbourne, Collingwood. Oh, gives me a headache already. Thank God he went to Sydney. That's all I have
Oh
to
yeah.
say. All right, well, that's that done. Both of them will be in finals, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Sydney will take on Archie. I'll get to the fixture in a sec.
Yeah.
I do want to just finish with one last game, and it was Carlton GWS at Marvel. Congratulations to Charlie Curnow. Congratulations to GWS. They both achieved something in this one.
Yes. Charlie Kerner got his Coleman, which he deserved. He's been the best forward all year. That's no debates about that. That's more than fair. He's a very, very good footballer. And the Giants, I think, deserve to play finals, and they did it. So I'm glad they did it. However, Carlton almost, they were 10 points away from making me drive to fucking Western Sydney in 2 weeks. And
That
I was worried about it.
would have been interesting for you
I was
because
really worried about it.
you didn't really want to do it, did you?
Did not want to go to Western Sydney at all. Not even a little bit. Like I would have done it, but I didn't want to. And as soon as I got 42 points up, I was like, all right, Carlton, it was funny, but now it's a bit like, okay, let's fucking
Not
come on now. Like just
that funny anymore.
not funny anymore. And then Zach Fisher kicked the goal to bring it back to 6 goals. And I've never celebrated a Zach Fisher goal more in my life than
And
when he
never will
kicked
you.
this. Never will I again. I was like, holy fuck.
Far out. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, with GWS, it was either, especially like halfway through the third quarter, you almost just sat there and thought, not really happening in terms
Yeah.
of the Saints losing their home final. But yeah, it's kind of funny watching you stress.
Stressed me out, man. I was really worried. I was like, holy shit.
That was game number 47. All right.
47 for the year, and my first Giants game, I did it. 18 teams, 47 games.
That's
Uh,
hot.
and I'm going to hit the 50 in the finals, I'm assuming. I will. But yeah,
Yeah, well, you do St Kilda GWS, that'll be 48, and then probably a couple
all
more
going
around there.
well. If my plan that I've got in my head at the minute works out, my 50th game for the year will be St Kilda GWS.
Ah,
So I think
yeah.
hopefully if I either work or go to both the Thursday, Friday games, my 50th game of the year will be St Kilda GWS, which is poetic in a way.
It, I don't want to be a downer, but 50 and out.
Nah, I would go to even if Saints go out, even if the Saints
Yeah,
go out,
that's what I'm saying. But your
I
50th
will go
is
to
just
finals.
St Kilda going out.
Yeah, I know. That would be really sad. But let's just not think like that because
What?
don't want to do
What?
it.
47. Not bad. Not bad. Jared,
Yeah, we did it. There
both
we
the
go.
teams again will make finals, and that was round 24.
We did it.
Unless there was anything else you wanted to say about that game.
No, nothing.
Good.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, then. Round 24 done. We'll go through the final ladder because I feel like me going through the final ladder is necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Collingwood finished top, minor premiers. Brisbane and Port Adelaide were second.
You
Melbourne
sharing
were
a home final,
fourth.
are you?
Yeah, it's like half Gabba, half,
Like
half
the first
Adelaide
half of the
Oval.
Gabba and the second half at Adelaide Oval.
The longest gap between a start and finish of a game ever. So funny.
Oh fuck.
Melbourne fourth, Carlton fifth, St Kilda and GWS were sixth. We're going to be doing that travel thing where half the
Yeah.
game is at
Half game, half
MCG,
half.
GWS, you know what I mean? And the Swans finished in eighth. The rest I won't say because bad
They
luck.
don't mean anything to us anymore. They don't mean anything to us anymore.
Everyone can enjoy September off. Have fun with that one, champions. All right. Now, before we do around the glass table, like we normally do, I'm going to give you the finals fixture
Yes.
because we'll go in depth next week.
Yes.
But I'll give you the finals fixture, which is Collingwood Melbourne qualifying final Thursday night at the G.
Yep.
Friday night at the G, Carlton Sydney. Saturday Arvo 250, St Kilda GWS at the G. And then Saturday night, Brisbane versus Port Adelaide at the Gabba.
Uh-oh.
Every single game gives me anxiety.
It's a lot of games at the G, isn't it? Jesus.
All four of them are at the G.
A form of G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Weird
The
shit.
MC Gabba.
I was praying that they were gonna give us Marvel. One, because I don't like there'll be like 60,000 people at the G, and I'm like, it doesn't look that good, whereas you could fill out Marvel. Also because I knew there was gonna be two other games at the G that weekend, and I was like, surely they want to give it a bit of a rest and let not have three games of football at the G in 3 days, but it's fine. I don't hate it as much as a lot of other people, I think. Like I think a lot of people are really upset about it. I don't like it. Like I would rather play at Marvel. But the atmosphere at the G is always nice. And winning a game at the G is like a very, very like winning a final at the G is like a very fucking I don't know how to explain it. Like it means a lot. So I'm okay with it. As long as we can just play like we did in round three when we had our only other home game at the G in like 5 years. And yeah, that's all. Let's just pray. Hope and pray.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I think aesthetically pleasing, it would look like a lot better to have marble filled out, and then just Also, having the roof open would be funny.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Sunshine.
That's another thing though. Like, as long as it's sunny, it'll be a good looking game because sunny G, like a sunny day at the G is very nice. So let's just hope that it's all turns out okay.
It'll be very interesting to see how many Giants fans turn up as well.
All five of them.
Don't think you should be starting the digs that early, mate.
There is literally five of them.
Yeah, no. They look like there's more because there's like lots of flags.
And because it's a really bright color, so it's like it stands out more, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's all good. That's fun. I'm not looking forward to the Gabba.
Yeah, scary. Not good.
Help, help.
Uh,
I think it's a good fixture though. Like if you look at the start of the round off Thursday night, Collingwood, Melbourne, 100,000 people, pretty much
there will be
guaranteed.
so many fucking people at that game.
Carlton, Sydney, you're going to get a great turnout from the Swans fans. That's probably going to clock, I reckon, 85, 90.
Yeah, I reckon there'll be about 80. Yeah, 85. Not
Then you
big
go
on
to
them.
the Saints GWS, you get 60. As you said, the Gabba,
Whatever that capacity is, that'll be it.
yeah, fair few Port fans.
Yeah, few
We like to
travels.
travel.
Yeah,
Probably fill out the part where they've got the little swimming pool deck chair business.
yeah. The fact that like no, it's the SCG where the cheer squads like move to the left a little bit or move to the
Oh,
right.
all
I
right,
hate
I
that
hate
shit.
that. I
I
hate it
hate that
so
shit so
much.
much.
Like, why do you have what is that, man?
Looks awful. Looks awful. But I understand why they do it, but it looks bad.
I don't. It's terrible.
Because they do it so that it's like a disadvantage for the team because the cheer squad's not behind the goals. Like they do it to like,
Worked out
so
well a few times this year, hasn't it, Sydney? Yeah. Anyway,
anyway.
no worries. Um, GMHBA do it as well. They park them in the pocket on the 50.
I wonder why that is though.
Probably the closest access to get out quicker
So the
because that's
fact
a
that that
terrible
whole
stadium.
behind that goals is all fucking Renos.
No, they've even done it before then.
Oh yeah, it's just stupid
Maybe
shit.
they do it because of that, because they know that every 4 years they're going to renovate the fucking thing.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Okay. Anyway, next week we'll fully preview finals because I know
Yeah,
that's what everyone wants. And we've got to have something to talk about next week.
exactly.
So, around the glass table this week, what did we do, Jared?
We had a look at in honor of Adelaide losing their final spot to just uh just something being wrong. Literally something being wrong by about that much. We decided to look back at our worst memories that are never going to really be forgotten. Mine is, of course, the St Kilda bounce, the one that bounces away from Stephen Milne. Yeah, that's going to be in me forever. And of course, yours is.
Well, Luke Shuey, 2017 elimination final. Broke my heart.
Yeah. So those are the ones that we're never going to forget because how could we ever?
Because all those little fucks can get stuffed.
What have you got? What ones do you like?
I love Essendon fans getting around it. Alex Catalano. I've got a few, and it's just a picture of Jamie Elliott
Oh yeah, big
kicking the
time.
goal from the pocket
Yeah, that one's rough.
after
Not a
the
good one.
siren. They would have a
Well, yeah.
few.
I was going to say they also have Dan Houston.
I don't.
Yeah.
What do you like?
My one on Instagram comes from Bobo, and it's just Boyd's kicked a goal. Boyd's kicked a goal.
Do you know what's funny? Boyd's kicked the goal, and then the other one, which might be a little um nagging in the back of the head. Lloyd, Richmond, Lloyd and Boyd.
Lloyd from 45 to win the game. He's got
He's
it.
kicked it. I've gone bananas at the G.
Brian Taylor in both ones too. How about that? Another one from you?
That's why I said it.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you were saying for Boyd and Lloyd.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
I like this one from Uncut Prop Gems. Fitzroy's last season, the game at Vic Park. I was there, and their banner read: "Seduced by North, raped by Brisbane, fucked by the AFL." We'll never
Yeah.
forget how sad that was. A team with rich history can be gone so easily. Very sad. It's funny
I
because it was around the same time of the merger as well with Melbourne and Hawthorn
Yeah,
possibly
literally that's the
happening.
thing. There was a lot going on then, and like Matt Anna, literally cheer squad, well done because they knew
Mm.
they were going out and they were like, the AFL isn't going to do shit. We're just going to unroll this banner and just
Yep.
say fuck you, pretty much. That's a very
Yep.
very good one. Um,
Full respect.
yeah, I think we had. I'm going to count them: one, two, three. Okay, at least three, and then one on Instagram on round 23, 2022, Carlton versus Collingwood, of course, because heartbreak, sad, fair enough.
Great moment.
Oh, like as a neutral, one of the greatest moments in
Hmm.
ever history seeing that. But you can understand being a Carlton fan, you'd be like, wow, I would be inconsolable.
It matches. Well, it doesn't match, but it's near the energies of Keys the other week.
Yeah, of your finals hopes. Like you literally have watched your finals hopes die because of that one moment. Like,
Yep. Yep.
rough.
Someone put a gif of Jordan Dawson's goal after the siren too.
Yep,
Do want to put
that one
pins in my
hurts.
eyes after that.
That one hurts. There
It
was
does, because I stood right behind the fucker.
there was two that were 2021 prelim final, Port Dogs. There's a couple that were that.
I'll tell the story behind that too. And
Yeah.
I think you know this, but
Mm.
I can see why people have done it. Though I've got one that's right up there for me too, because that day played my grand final,
Yep.
lost by 2 or 3 goals. So it was already a shit day.
Already been a bad day. Yeah.
I made the executive decision after the game. I thought, well, if there's one thing I'm going to do, instead of go watching my team in a prelim, I'm going to stay with my teammates and we're going to celebrate the year and console. So I made that choice. By God, did I make a right call in the sense of not being there, because that is one of the worst prelims ever. And just, I remember having like 2 beers. We ended up being 45 points down already halfway through the second quarter. And I just looked at my beer and I filled the glass up with tears. I cried. It's the most I've cried in like 10 years.
My God.
Bawling. Not howling like a kid, but like
Yeah.
head
That's very
down, not
sad.
even watching the game. It is, oh, I've never been more sad.
Oh yeah. Like rough. Like that's just one of those ones where you look back and you're like it's because it's one of those ones where you couldn't quite get there, you know. Um
No.
and like the issue with this, we have a lot of Port supporters, so the issue with this is you have to go through a lot of these again because then, as M says, 119. That's all I got to say. So that's just how it is.
Glad for a meme.
You know what I mean? You've just had a lot of heartbreak in like the last 15 years.
Yep. And the fact that every final series we've had since about 2014, we got 14 prelim against the
Yep.
Hawks, lost by 3. 2017 elimination final, lost in extra time after the siren. Would have gone to penalties.
Yeah. Golden goal.
2020 Richmond prelim, lost by a goal. 2021 lost by 70. Now 2023.
So there you go.
Question mark.
Question mark. Yeah, well, like obviously with me, like the bounce is the biggest one because that's it. Like that's us. But then 2009, you can either point at Tom Hawkins hitting the post when it was like they called it a goal, or Matthew Sculler's toe poke, or Chapman snap. Either of those three, heartbreak. And then yeah, obviously the bounce in that one, and then in the replay, just the smother by Heath Shaw because from that moment on we
Nice.
had no momentum. We lost like we were already down, I think 2 goals when it happened, and then that happened and we just like withered pretty much. So that one sucked. It's 2004, but again I wasn't like not old enough to remember that at all. So there's just a lot of times where I'm just like that's just really
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
it is. And yeah, finals time is kind of the interesting one because finals, there's an ending. You just don't know when.
You don't know
Because
when
like
it's
if this
happening.
is and some of the heartbreaks that you talk about is happening in round 3, round 5, round 15. Like you've got next week.
Yep.
You come into a final series, you're heartbroken. There is 7 months of waiting. Pain.
you never know when the next time like you think you could be watching your team next week or you could be watching them in 7 months' time. Like it's like, oh, it's
You got to
hard.
go through the trade rumors, the draft period, the Christmas time, the preseason comp, trial matches, all of the work that you have to put in, and it's literally broken in a period of time of 1 month. And whether it's the first week, the second week, or the third week, yeah, it's shit.
It's real
Footy
shit.
sucks.
It sucks, but also I love finals more than anything in the entire world. I love finals when my team isn't in it.
Yeah.
I love watching every final where my team does not play.
It was kind of enjoyable last year.
Yeah, yeah, like good times. Love it when I'm not around,
Yeah.
but just
Never had a better September.
yeah, really good.
Right. Any others? You like anything in there?
I think I'm done. I think that's me sorted.
Yeah, right. I rate it. I rate it a lot.
Yep.
Heartbreak isn't really something we like to talk about publicly because, there's just not really no point in publicizing. It's not a good look.
No,
I like smiles. I like happiness. And, when you have those things, you bring a vibe, the sexy vibe,
stupid sexy vibe.
the stupid sexy vibe. And you know what comes with a stupid sexy vibe? Stupid sexy AFL players.
Yeah.
Stupid sexy.
AFL players.
Episode 25, the 25th entry for yourself, Jared.
Yes.
Have you got one
Like I
for
said,
stupid sexy AFL players?
I
Well, I don't
do.
know
Like
an
I said.
intro.
Huh?
I didn't do an intro.
Oh, there it is. That one. That was your intro. Just you being like, do you have your 25th entry?
That sucked. Oh well,
Oh well, it's
go
fine.
on.
I would. I want to look back eventually at how many times because I've already said the letter of this person and it's a J. I would like to look back and see how many J's we have picked in our.
I can get that for you if you want to keep
That's fine.
talking.
Yep, no worries. So I would like to see that because I feel like one J has the most like common names after it, and I
How
just
many
feel like looking
J's
like thinking back,
you picked?
both. I'd like to know both
Okay.
because I reckon there's a lot.
All right, just bear with me. Keep talking.
No worries. But like, because they've got so many common names, and the AFL especially just has so many J's. Like St Kilda was known for having like 9 Jacks on their list at one point. Um, and like like just all those names, Jake, Josh, Jordan. Like, there's just so many J's. How many have we got?
So we've picked 48 players.
Mm,
We've only got 6.
really?
I've picked
There's
2.
one-
You've picked 4.
I was gonna say I feel like I've picked a few. So
Josh
anyway, I'm about to make
Dacos,
it. I'm about to
Josh
make it a
O'Shea.
fifth.
Go on.
We're doing it now, and I'm going for the older the older demographic. I've done it a couple times this year. We've both done it a couple times this year. We went to
Yeah.
Luke Roost and we had a few older ones. Jack Viney of the Melbourne
Oh,
Demons.
oh,
You just look at him.
interesting.
He's got a really chiseled jaw. He's just got
Mm.
like nice hair. He's just like a classically good looking guy. So Jack Viney is my pick this week. I like it. Good football too.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like the chiseled jaw approach.
Yeah. Big time.
Hard head.
Yeah,
Very
there
good.
you go.
I'm also going down the elderly road.
Oh yes.
Yes, and this man hasn't been picked this year, but he is probably the epitome of stupid sexy, and he just doesn't look like he's going to slow down. And normally, slowing down isn't really great anyway. So Scott Pendlebury.
Mm. You know, as soon as you said elderly, I was like, he's picking Pendles.
Yeah, and I was surprised we haven't picked him sooner.
Yeah, neither am I. Yeah, I feel like we should have.
But I think, and I don't know, he's just well well presented, has a good presentation about him. The black socks, black boots combo now. He still moves like we're watching him at point 0.5 speed.
So good.
Like it's both looks and the looks of a player of how he plays, like kicking
Yeah.
the ball, time and space. Just
Style of him.
he's just a Pendle buries my heart.
God, he's good looking. Good looking man, Scott Pendlebury.
Things I would do to have Scott Pendlebury on my team.
Oh, everyone could use Scott Pendlebury. My word.
Trying to keep this PG because there's things in my head ticking that I'm just like, I could do so much worse. But I won't because we're
That's
being
fine.
very well behaved.
We are very respectful today. The elderly men. Oh boy.
Respect your elders, people. Respect your elders. Take care of them. Love
Especially
them.
if they're stupid sexy, like Jack Varney and Scott Pendlebury.
Especially if they're stupid, sexy, elderly people. Can't wait for people to come up with their own segment. Just see a bunch of TikTokers going, stupid, sexy, elderly people. And they rock up to people in the
Sexy
street,
elders. Yeah.
roaming in a retirement home.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we finish up, and literally this was announced 10 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah.
It was the All Australian side. And obviously we've got no games to preview this week. And yeah, well, that's it. That's why we're doing this instead of previewing games because we don't have any.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
was...
we can go through the squad before it's picked on Wednesday.
Yes.
Looking at it, I'll go through the names quickly for you. So Adelaide had Jordan Dawson, Taylor Walker. Brisbane had Harris Andrews, Charlie Cameron, Joe Danaher, Lockie Neal. Carlton had Patrick Cripps, Charlie Curnow, Jacob Wiedering. Collingwood had Josh Dacos, Nick Dacos, Jordan DeGoey, Darcy Moore, Isaac Quainer. Essendon had Kyle Langford, Zach Merritt, and Mason Redmond. Fremantle had Luke Jackson, Luke Ryan, Caleb Sarong. Is that the first time a team has had two Lukes or the two of the same name?
Surely not. There's got to be a couple. There's got to be others around. There might even be something in this. No, maybe not. Oh, I thought Tim English and Tom Liberatore. I looked at it and I was like, it's got to be close. Not quite.
Ooh, ooh, hello, dyslexia.
Nice.
Geelong had Tom Stewart, Gold Coast had Noah Anderson, GWS had Stephen Canelio, Tom Green, Toby Green. Green with one E.
About it.
Hawthorn, Luke Bruce, John Newcomb, James Sicily. Melbourne had Christian Petrarca, Jack Viney. North Melbourne had Nick Larkey. Port Adelaide had Zach Butters, Daniel Houston, and Connor Rosie. Richmond had Dusty Martin. St Kilda had Rowan Marshall, Jack Sinclair, and Callum Wilkie. Sydney had Nick Blakey, Errol Gordon. West Coast had Oscar Allen. Western Bulldogs had Marcus Bontempelli, Tim English, and Tom Liberatore. Your first thoughts?
We were kind of talking about it a little bit before. It's very funny how many people are here where you know they're not going to make the team. Like you just look at the squad and you're like, you guys are squad players. Like I can pretty much point them out from here. Like, let's go from the bottom anyway. Oscar Allen, sorry, like you were very good, not going to make it. Nick Blakey, not going to make it. We go up. Those guys are probably okay. Viney, love you, probably not going to make it. Guy Newcomb, not going to make it. Noah Anderson, no. Luke Ryan, no. Luke Jackson, no. Kyle Langford, no. They're fine, but you know that they're just going to be like they're good and they deserve to be here, or sort of. But
Yeah.
they're not going to make the squad. There's one that I said. There's two that I said that I don't think should be in here.
Yeah, they're both from Fremantle.
And they're both Luke.
It was the names I was talking about.
It's the names, but they both shouldn't be here.
No Lukes belong in this team.
No. Well, unless there's any other ones. Luke Bruce, maybe. Probably not, though.
So no Lukes belong in this team.
Uh,
That's very funny.
yeah, what is
Also, well, a couple of things. One, every single team has a representation in the squad.
and that's fine, but they deserve to.
I would strongly make a case that Noah Anderson probably not.
He's good for sure, but I don't think he's been better than the likes of Nick Martin, Nick Newman,
But
other players like that.
does this come under the fact that we just need to have a full squad of midfielders?
Yeah, right. Like that's the thing. They've put in another midfielder over a wingman and a pocket, and it's just like
Sam Taylor missed
uh,
out.
yeah,
15
and that's
games,
another one.
didn't get picked.
See, the thing is, like they say 15 games. Sam Taylor plays one more game and he makes it, and I'm like, that's just so rough. Like, yeah,
I, it's funny too because he was a laid out against Carlton.
probably would have made it if he played.
Mm. It's that
Interesting,
hamstring strain, man. I
interesting.
tell you. Um,
Yeah,
we spoke about it off air, but I'm going to bring it on air because I thought it was really funny, and I don't know why players' names on here are real just professional. Like I'll
yeah.
list off a couple for you. Daniel Houston. Not even since the start when he was drafted was it Daniel
We call him
Houston.
Daniel Houston.
It was Dan Houston. Um, look at it somewhere else. I had something. Who was it?
Carlton boys.
Yeah, Patrick Cripps. No,
Patrick.
Charlie
Patrick.
Curnow, Paddy Cripps. Um, there was another one. Oh, the lowercase and Jordan De Goey. Why is
Yeah,
it just
when has that ever been a case? I've
like
never ever seen it be
Jordan? Is it
lowercase.
like you're supposed to say it a little quieter? Jordan
I have no idea.
Goey. De Come
I
on.
don't know.
You said Callum Wilkie off there.
Yeah, Callum Wilkie, not just Cal Wilkie. Like it's their names, but it's like weird. Don't like it.
It would be very difficult to pick a team out of this though,
Yeah, there will be.
and it'll be
Um,
interesting to find out how they go with it.
I
But
think this year they're finally going to pick wingmen where they need to be. You know, they've got Josh Dacos and they've got Earl Gordon. So I think they're going to actually pick wingers this year.
do you reckon the last month of football, with how certain teams have played, have affected some selections?
Luke Jackson for sure. He didn't really do much this year up until like the last, you know, sort of back end, and he was like a lot better. Like Brisbane, I would say as well. Um, yeah, just like weird though. I don't know, man. Like,
Isaac Quainer.
just yeah, Isaac Quainer, but I suppose like he's been pretty consistent this year, and like that's the thing though. If you're gonna put Isaac Quainer in, you could have put Nick Newman in. So it's like, what way are you trying to do it? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting when the team comes out in 2 days. So we'll see, and there's gonna be a lot of upset people, I think.
You had to pick three from the 40. Actually, now three. Okay, we'll do this. Pick three from the 40, but not the obvious ones that you reckon would be locks.
Yeah, okay. Three that I think should almost certainly be in there that aren't obvious.
Hmm.
I think you put Dustin Martin in.
Really?
He's been playing like 80% forward and he's averaging like 27 touches on a goal. He changes games. So I think Dusty is one of the ones where it might not be obvious, but you put him in. I think Libba is
Mm-hmm.
one that you have to put in.
Hmm.
And ooh, Nick Larkey, I suppose. Um, People hadn't really put him in there. They'd only really put Taylor Walker and Kerner. I think you have to put Larkey in. 17th place team. He kicked 70 goals for the year. He's literally carrying that team. I think he has to be in.
Yep. All right, those.
Yeah.
I just don't think you'll see the last two, Dusty and Lucky.
Okay.
I think it comes. You
I
say it changes games
yeah.
for Dusty. At the end of the day, they didn't play finals. You look at someone compared to Toby Green,
Yeah.
he makes it. And also, you look at some of the midfielders they've put in. There's some half forward flankers there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
for
you can put
example,
track. Yeah, you can put track on half forward. Like, yeah.
Connor Rosie could play half forward.
Yeah.
Zach Butters could play half forward.
Yeah. For sure.
It's.
It'll be yeah.
I
I
like him
think
and I would
yeah.
love to see him in there. I just think you make the. We just know how the All Australian team's always picked.
All midfielders, which makes me scared for Nick Larkey, but I think Nick Larkey should be in there, but I don't think he will be.
Other than that, though, it's not too bad. It's not the worst.
Yeah, like it's fine. I think the glaring like Nick Martin probably should have been in the squad, in place of like Luke Jackson. Other than that, there's a few that you could swap here and there, but I think it's mainly okay. Um, and Sam Taylor I would have in, but obviously
I think
he's
it's
not.
shocking. I look forward to the Fox Footy thing where they showcased the conversations with the selection panel.
It'll be good on Wednesday. It's always a good night, the Wednesday, like the big presentation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Anything else to add?
I think that's it.
It's gone for about an hour.
Solid.
Been kind of cruisy.
Yeah.
Who's your coach of the year? You're going to say
You know,
Ross, aren't you?
you know who my coach of the year is.
Oh, for crying out loud.
No, but like even without just trying to sound like a biased Saints fan, everyone had us bottom six. Everybody.
Okay, I see your Ross line. I raise you Adam Kingsley.
Yeah, that's a fair one too. I think it's between those two. People trying to say Michael Voss, it's not Michael Voss.
No, no.
You guys should have been top four, and you weren't.
Yes.
You like people are talking about the fact that you've won 10 games in a row, 9 games in a row. But you need to remember the fact that you also lost six in a row before that. So yes, he turned them around, but he turned them around in the space of a season. Like he put them so low that he had to then turn them around. So it's always obvious. You can't make themselves worse just to make the end of it look better, kind of thing. So it's not Michael Voss because you guys should have been top four anyway. I think it's Kingsley or it's Ross Lyon or even Ken Hinkley.
That would be my top three. I wouldn't put Ken
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I still
that's
think you look at how we were supposed to be last year, failed.
yeah,
People coming into this year not expecting us to make it, but we did the turnaround. So he's up there, but he's not the best. And I think it would go, okay, flip a coin, Kingsley,
Kingsley.
Lyon,
Yeah.
Hinkley.
I actually I did sort of not think about Kingsley when I was saying it like first off, but it's those two I think are the ones for me anyway.
Yeah, because you would pick it based on what you've done with the list, performance of the team, consistency, so forth. Those three probably tick all the boxes.
My like biggest thing on it is where people expected them to be at the start of the year and where they ended up, and it's exactly what happened with Craig McRae last year. You know, they finished like 14th or whatever it was the year before. Like they were not very good. And Craig McCabe literally put him in fourth. So like obviously he was going to win it last year. It's the same
Yep.
kind of thing of where people expected them to be versus where they ended up. That's my like biggest barometer, and that's the Giants and that's St Kilda. So yeah, that's me.
I rate that.
Yeah. There you go.
I love a coach talk.
How good's Coach Talk?
Yeah. Hopefully mine takes us to a grand final. Do it. Do it, Ken. I would really love to see Ken just walk up to the stage and like the MCG is just playing, I'm just Ken, getting his premiership medal.
Looking ahead
Then
to Mad Monday, you'd hope Ken Ingley's there, and you'd hope that he's Ken.
I'd love to hear Ken on Mad Monday. Imagine the chirp. I've heard some rumors he's pretty good on the chirp.
Oh, good on the piss. It
I
doesn't
wonder what
surprise me.
kind of beer he likes.
Can't super dry.
Yeah.
The first Adelaide beer I can
Or
think
or he's a Heineken on tap
Yeah, okay.
type
Not
operator.
bad. Yeah.
Heineken.
Oh, you've saved your best pun of the year for the very end. I could like all of your other puns for the year I could almost see coming, but that one got me. Like actually got me full on.
I'm so proud of myself.
Well done. That was very good.
Heineken. I am making a
Yeah, I
poster.
was gonna say you gotta make it. There it is.
I needed something to end it. And we've ended it very well.
Well done.
Heineken.
We'll see you all next week for a last table episode where we don't review any games of football.
Look forward to it.
Bye everybody.
Bye.